What is going on, YouTube? PPS here, YouTube play of the day. We got two college basketball spots for you guys today. Going to be rolling. Did not have a video yesterday. We had passed the prop, obviously. That kind of takes a little bit more priority when we have a huge NFL slate like we do. But hopefully you guys follow me over on Twitter. It says my name right there, Player Props. Did drop a free play yesterday. It was live, so you had to have those notifications on. You had to be following me. Subbed. Make sure you do that. We ended up hitting New Mexico second half over later in the night. Obviously, it went under the full game total if you bet prior to the game. But we started seeing that speed towards the last 5 minutes of the first half. So definitely a good spot to jump on. We ended up cashing, I think it was like 86 or something second half points. But yeah, New Mexico's really missing Jamal Mashburn Jr., man. That team was one of the wagons, and now they're slowing down a little bit. This will be a little bit of a longer video, just a heads up. We moved to 7-0. We're going for 8. If you count yesterday's play, we're 8-0, whatever. I'm not going to count it because I didn't do a video on it. Furman team total over 82.5. Guys, 2 halves in basketball. Make sure you guys know that. I don't need to see negativity till the game's over. I understand getting mad about the play if it loses. I get that. But it's a full game, man. Like, wait. You can talk that shit after, right? After the game's over. Obviously, Furman did not have a great first half, only 35 points, 12 turnovers in the first half. Did not look good. But hey, that's why there's 2 halves, especially in a game with that type of total. Obviously, went 220 total. Obviously, had the overtime game. But Furman looked lights out in that second half, covered in regulation after only a 35 point first half. So, I don't mind if you guys are mad after and you say that play sucked. Well, maybe it did, but at least let it finish out and let us see where it's at. Because then I feel like I'm almost like wanting it to win just to spite those people, right? Just lock in, and we're gonna get after it here. We got college basketball moving to 17-6. We're over 10 units already, guys. We're early in the season too. We got some good spots today, and I got 2 free plays for you today. And let's get it started. First play, weird one for your boy here. I'm going to be rolling with Green Bay, UWGB. That is my second play. Let's see if it's got a better line here. I'm going with UWGB team total under 55.5. I'm just checking FanDuel here because I do already have this locked in on. Oh, it's 54. Okay, we got to switch over. Let's switch over because it is 55 on DraftKings at this moment. So I want to make sure we get that. FanDuel already moved it around, which I think it should be. I think this is significantly too high. Minus 125. I'll lock that in, Green Bay. You guys already saw my line for the other play that I have. So let's put that line in there. Minus 125. A little juicy for my liking, but this line seems like 4 or 5 points off, guys. I don't even think they get to 50. UWGB is not good at all. Like strength of schedule wise, let's just put this in this perspective. This team is obviously not great. 339 in terms of adjusted tempo, 291 in terms of adjusted offense. And the defenses they're playing are not anything special, right? Their strength of schedule is 250, right? That is not impressive. They've had 1 step-up game, and that was a couple weeks ago. Or no, that was their first game of the year. First game of the year against Iowa State. They scored 44 points in a full game of college basketball. Yeah, that's not great. But Iowa State ranks 5th in the country in terms of adjusted offense. It's the first game of the year. Okay, I'll cut you some slack. But they also played pretty fast, right? Their adjusted tempo is 64th in the country. They want to move, right? You got Oklahoma here under Porter Moser. That name should sound familiar. Obviously, he's run in the NCAA tournament, but phenomenal coach, is a defensive-minded head coach. And this team is very, very good offensively and defensively. One of those teams that I want to back when it comes down to like coming close to tournament time. I think this team is very, very good. They're playing teams that want to run and gun, right? You seen them play Iowa. They held Iowa to 67. You seen them play USC and they held them to 70 as a good offense, right? Arkansas, they just had 70, right? Arkansas Pine Bluff runs them up 86, but that was when they pulled all their starters towards the end. But This is a massive step up for UWGB. This is a massive step down for Oklahoma. I understand it might be a look ahead to North Carolina next week, but right, they got Green Bay, North Carolina, and then it's Central Arkansas and Monmouth. Those are the next ones after that. But UWGB is going to be in Oklahoma. They haven't taken a step up since the first game of the season. I think this defense is going to lock them up. I don't know. I would take the game under as well. Oklahoma does not play particularly fast. They're middle in that term, 162. But 11th in the country in adjusted defense. We've seen them play one other team that has a pulse on defense for UWGB, and they only scored 44. And in my opinion, we're probably seeing better athletes on this Oklahoma side. And if you don't play defense for Porter Moser, you're not going to play. So sign me up for Oklahoma to hold down UWGB 55.5 points. I take it down to 53. All right, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that like. It goes a long way for your boy here. We're going to Kentucky, North Carolina, primetime game. I usually try to stay away from primetime games, but I stayed away from Arizona, Purdue, which was tough for me. I'm going to roll with Kentucky over first half, 78.5. Let's just go into strict numbers. North Carolina on the season averaging 40 points per game in the first half. Kentucky averaging 45 points per game in the first half. Obviously, we're way over this number just on their averages here, but I love the pace of this game. This should be a fun game to watch. Obviously, a blue blood matchup here. Let's go to Kentucky, just looking at the base numbers, 13th in adjusted offense, 52nd adjusted defense. Really haven't played many great offenses, though, in terms of adjusted offenses against. 248 in the country, not anything crazy, but this is going to be a huge test. Obviously, North Carolina is going to be right up there with Kentucky. Kentucky 13th in the country. North Carolina is actually 7th in the country and should be pushing this pace, right? We have a 30-second adjusted tempo for Kentucky, 50th for North Carolina. I think this pace is enough, but also I kind of like the guard play from Kentucky here. You got Antonio Reeves. Dillingham is just shooting lights out, 51% so far to start the season. Is pretty impressive. Obviously, you go over to the other side. You look at Armando Bacot, who's just been an absolute wagon for everybody if you're trying to bet on anything there. For his rebounds, for all that stuff. The dude's been so good. One other guy, I remember this dude. I got to remember exactly where he played. Trey Mitchell's been phenomenal too. I remember where he played before. I got to remember exactly where he was, but this is gonna be in my head all day. But what I do like is obviously Bacot down there. I don't really think that Trey Mitchell's gonna be able to match up with him very well here. And North Carolina can shoot, man. They can shoot. They got RJ Davis, who's been amazing. 95% from the free throw line. I'm obviously not backing the full game over, but just something to keep in mind for later in the season if you're a full game better. But RJ Davis, 21 a game. You got Bacot at 16. The guy that I want to talk about is Harrison Ingram. I think he's going to be important in this game, and that's going to be because I talked about the three-point shooting. Right, I watched North Carolina a few times already in those holiday tournaments, and Ingram was just a sniper. He just kept pulling. He kept getting those shots up, and most of them were falling. This dude was able to do the job that I was not expecting him to be able to do when he was just sitting there. But shooting 46% from three, I think that three-point ball is going to be a big factor in this game. I think this game flies over in the first half. If we see anything in terms of defense, I think it slows down in the second half. But these teams want to run. They want to play fast. They got good shooters. They got good paint guys in terms of North Carolina. And the guard play on Kentucky, I think, is just going to be elite, man. So I love both these sides. And in a game where I don't think anyone's holding this game down. Sign me up for this first half over. Again, I don't know if I play the full game. It is extremely high. But this first half, I think it's run and gun. And like I said, 84 combined points is the average for both these two teams. Sign me up for Kentucky and North Carolina first half over 78.5. All right, guys. Again, if you have been making any money with your boy here, please hit that like button. 17-6 to start the season. UWGB team total under, and Kentucky first half over 78.5. Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and hit that like button on your way out, and we'll see you on Monday.